This is Next Steps for Seniors with your host, Wendy Jones. Each week, Wendy brings resources and information to help guide you through those next steps with elderly parents and loved ones. If you have questions or topic suggestions, you can call us at 248-651-5010. This is Next Steps for Seniors with your host, Wendy Jones. Each week, Wendy brings resources and information to help guide you through those next steps with elderly parents and loved ones. You can follow, subscribe, and share on your favorite podcast platform. If you have questions or topic suggestions for Wendy, you can call us at 248-651-5010 or email at hello@nextstepsforseniors.com.
Hello and welcome to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging. I'm your host, Wendy Jones, and each and every week we do our best to bring pertinent information to you. Why? Because we care about you. We love our seniors, we have a passion for them, and this program was really designed to share information and resources with you. Today is a little different in that we want to recap our year. Because you've been listening to this program each and every week, you may be wondering, what exactly does the business do, Next Steps for Seniors? And what exactly does the foundation do, Next Steps for Seniors? Because you know what the radio program does. We just want to share information with you. And that is why this program is here, because of the business and the foundation. So with that, I have some amazing women in my studio today. I have Erica Ansel, who is our Director of Operations over the business. I have Natalia Petrazuk, which I believe I said your name correctly, who is over our Next Steps for Seniors Foundation, which is a 501c3. And then I also have Roz Burns with me, who is our liaison, actually for both. So we're going to get a picture in the life of. So I'm going to start with Erica. Good morning. How are you, Erica?
Good morning, Wendy. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So I wanted you, if you could, Erica, just share with our listeners what Next Steps for Seniors, the business, does.
Absolutely. So Next Steps for Seniors is a senior living resource and referral partner that is local in our area. So what we want to do is partner with every single family that we can. And to make it a little bit easier, we're kind of like the plumbers of senior living. We understand the ins and the outs of senior living and what types they are, but we're also able to help navigate through your loved one's symptoms and their experiences they're having, where they're at, if they're at home, if they've been to the hospital or not. So we're really able to do our own self-assessment to find out the best senior living options in your area in order to make sure that they are feasible financially for you. Make sure that they're going to take care of them in the best way, but we're also going to advocate for them. So our whole goal at Next Steps for Seniors, the business, is to partner with families and educate them, advocate for our seniors, and we want to promote as much independence as we can within the constraints of whatever symptoms and life happenings are going on for each one of our seniors.
Exactly, because it can be such an overwhelming time in people's lives, in the family, in the senior's life, and nobody sees it coming, right? I mean, all of a sudden something tragic might happen, or you're in the hospital, or you've fallen down the stairs, whatever it is, and you're like, what do I do? To have an organization walk alongside you through that process is priceless.
Well, and here's one of the best perks about Next Steps for Seniors when you started it 13 years ago is that you wanted a group of individuals who were on the ground. So we're local, living in your areas. So we know the senior living's in your area, but a lot of us live locally as well. I mean, we cover all of Southeast Michigan, right? But we have resources all across the state as well as in different states throughout the United States, right? So because we get to live, work, and play where we live, we work, and we play, it makes it a little bit different that we're able to walk hand in hand with you. We try to visit at least a couple of times with your loved ones and when you're doing visits. But we also try to make sure that after they move, we're dropping off a blanket and we're doing additional follow-up. Just because we've been able to partner with you and ensure the safety of your loved one, doesn't mean that you've gotten rid of us. We're there and going to be your resource for as long as you need us.
Well, and the best part is that our services are free of charge. So, and you're wondering, how is it that you do that? Well, we do that because the business model is set up similar to real estate. Because the bottom line is we do not want the family who's going through a very stressful, traumatic time to have to worry about like paying an attorney hundreds of dollars an hour. We don't want you to do that. So we have it set up like real estate. And once you move, we get a percentage or referral from that community. And it is so much easier for you not to be worried about the money. And it is a key thing that it is free of charge. So I want to just piggyback on something you said, Erica, because the reason, and thank you for bringing that to the forefront, the number one reason that I did start this company is because I wanted it to be personal. I wanted hands and feet. I wanted real life people walking you through those communities and not Google and online and, mobile and all these other things that, AI. We have all this technology, but the reality is when you're in a crisis situation, you want to sit across the table. You want to look someone in the eye. You want to hold their hand. This is what's important.
Well, there's nothing like the human touch, Wendy. And having our group of individual placement specialists who work with us, having that human touch in order to hold your hand and walk step by step through each community and really be able to help narrow down what the best fit looks like is so important. Because what we don't want you to do is to have buyer's remorse. We don't want you to pick a community because it's local and you get there and it's just not the best fit. The care level isn't there or the care is not available. We want to make sure that we're going into the right communities for the right reasons. And that's really why we're here. We want to make sure that every single person has a personalized approach to senior living.
And the knowledge base that this team has is truly priceless. We know so much about these communities, all the way down to what they serve for food. And, that's important to the senior, especially when you're getting 3 meals a day. And that's your opportunity to talk with other people.
We have well over 200 years combined in senior living experience outside of placement. If we were to add our years in placement, we would probably be close to 500 years with every single person on our team. So it's a lot of knowledge to take
in. Few years, yeah. We don't take that for granted. And everybody loves everybody. And there is so much passion, caring, loving for others on this team. I can't even begin to tell you. Everybody steps outside of themselves and looks at the situation and does everything they can to help the family members and the seniors. It really is truly priceless. I want to transfer in. So what really happened is after I started the business for probably almost 5 years, I recognized really quickly that there was a bigger need. And that need was a lot of people that we're calling could not afford to move into these places. So as Erica mentioned, these are private pay placement places. You need to pay out of pocket to move into independent, assisted, and memory care places. And there's a lot of people that can't afford that. So that is why the foundation was created, Next Steps for Seniors Foundation. It is a 501c3, and it is 7 years old now. And we are very blessed to have Natalia with us today because she is now heading that foundation. And we're growing. We're growing rapidly. But tell us a little bit about what the foundation does specifically and how we're helping seniors.
Thanks, Wendy. So truly, we're under one roof. We have the foundation team and the business team under one roof for the purpose that we're out there advocating, letting people know about our brand. And when an individual or a family member calls in needing any assistance with their senior and making sure they have safe housing, the care that they need, we do an intake form and we understand as much as we can about them and their needs right from the get-go. And one of the questions we ask is the income sources and what their budgets and availability are. And once we understand they're under a certain threshold, they will qualify automatically for our foundation support. And we have right here in our office on staff a full-time senior navigator who happens to be a registered nurse. And that phone call is then transferred right to her, and she does a deeper dive from that initial intake. And we come up with a unique plan for each of these vulnerable, lower income or forgotten middle seniors and help them find the path to living in the safest way possible. One of the things that we also provide is financial bridge funding. So if that individual has a certain amount of funds, but they still need, let's say, an extra $500 a month, and in that case, they can move into that assisted living facility, we are able to provide that bridge gap funding. But we have so many more programs beyond that and support services. That's kind of what we're known for, but we are helping connect these seniors to any type of resource they need, be it food security, transportation, Medicaid application support, you name it. We are making sure they are connected to any type of resource they need to live comfortably, safely, and with the dignity and grace they deserve in these final years.
And I think what's important, too, to mention is a lot of the other programs out there do take time, right? It could take 6 months before you qualify for veterans benefits, for example. It could take 2 months before you qualify for PACE. What's nice about the foundation is we're able to act quickly and get something into their hands, usually within 48 hours to 7 days, so that we're able to make a difference quicker and then bridge that gap before the other programs pick up. And that is what I appreciate.
Yeah, there's no bureaucracy here. We're able to move super quickly. We have a board of advisors that review any applications. We can move as quickly as 24 to 48 hours. Huge differentiator among all the other resources that are out there for seniors.
Absolutely. We're gonna talk more about some programs that we do offer in our next segment. You're listening to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging, and we'll be right back in a moment. Welcome back to Next Steps for Seniors Conversation. Hi, I'm Wendy Jones, host of Next Steps for Seniors Conversations on Aging podcast. Did you know that over 25 million Americans experience bladder leaks? Incontinence can happen to anyone at any time, and when it does, incontinence products are a necessity. But it can cost hundreds of dollars per month to purchase these products, which is why we're partnering with Airflow Urology to help you. Airflow Urology provides medical-grade incontinence care essentials like adult briefs, male guards, catheters, and more for free through your insurance. With Airflow, your favorite bladder control supplies are sent right to your doorstep with discreet monthly deliveries. Customers have reported close to $200 a month in savings with Airflow Urology, and over 2 million people have trusted Airflow. You can verify your insurance benefits by going on and filling out a quick 2-minute form. Check your eligibility. Visit airflowurology.com. That's AEROFLOW urology.com. On aging, we are here today with the Next Steps for Seniors business team and foundation team, and so blessed because we talk all year on the radio about all these different resources and all these different companies and all the great things people are doing. But how many times do we really talk about what we're doing right here in this office for Next Steps for Seniors? And so that's why we're taking this special opportunity, because we want you to know how amazing this team is and how much passion they have for seniors and how we're changing lives. We are changing lives and doing it in a very delicate, amazing, respectful way. So, Natalia, we were talking about the foundation and all the things that it does. I know you mentioned there's a lot of programs and things that we've accomplished.
Yeah, definitely. So, as I mentioned in the previous segment, our first and most paramount objective and mission is to make sure that any senior that's calling is safe with their housing and care needs. That's the number one pillar and priority. So we are all hands on deck, creating those customized plans, connecting them if needed, even financial support, but making sure they are getting the right resources to move into a safe environment and get the health care and support that they need. Just in the last year alone, Wendy, because of our increased awareness, our call volume has increased 40% over the year prior. So that's well over, it's a lot. Hundreds of seniors calling in every single day to our office, needing that support. And that's what we're here to do. But the need is great. And we know it's even bigger than what the call volume is that we're receiving. And so, we're doing so many things above and beyond just the fundamental support. We have other awesome programs. One, my colleague here, Roz, will get into it, but it's called Purpose-Driven Seniors, because we've put our heads together. And one of the things we really want to tackle is the isolation that so many of these seniors face, but also reigniting that piece of their heart and soul that we know has a ton to give back, particularly to the younger generations. And so we've had a few really key programs just in this 2024 year alone that we're very, very proud of. In fact, just in the last month, we had a cool project where we were doing these Christmas holiday gift bag drops, but we engaged a local middle school to write pen pal letters to the seniors, asking them questions,
So fun.
asking them for advice. And now these seniors are going to be writing them back. And this is old school handwritten letters. So it is such a win-win. It's a small but mighty, mighty engagement that our organization is conducting. And we also do other cute things with younger students, like creating hand-drawn Christmas cards. We also do this around other holidays like Valentine's Day and Easter. So these are the small, simple things that we can do above and beyond that health and housing component. We have spiritual support as well. We have a whole bevy of volunteers and team members that are going out and either praying with seniors as needed, conducting Bible studies at some of these communities. And so we're trying to be really comprehensive with the type of engagement and support. So obviously the biggest thing is making sure they're safe and in the right housing and care situation.
We really recognize you need to meet the basic needs, right? Before we can reach into the spiritual component, because a lot of people at end of life are isolated, lonely, questioning, whether they have unforgiveness in their heart and things that may still be lingering from their past. And they have so much time to think about it. And that's why that spiritual component stepped into that.
Definitely have to share one story before I hand it over to Roz. And it was just with our holiday gift bag drop that we just did in December here. And it was my first time doing this type of activity because I've been with the organization just 1 year. And so it was my first holiday experience. And so we're knocking on these doors and I don't know what to expect. I don't know what is going to happen. And I will tell you that some of these instances, these people open their door, they are perplexed to see you standing there with a gift and they're like, what would you like? Well, we don't want anything. We're here to just give you a moment of our time. Here's a simple gift. These gift bags had things like grocery gift cards, blankets, puzzle books, just these little items, refreshers for the year, like new toothbrushes and things of that nature, and just these cards from the kids. And we just gave them hugs and talked to them for a few minutes. I was invited into these people's homes to get tours. Mm-hmm. They started telling me about
their
families and holidays. But the tears and the joys and the small gesture, it makes such a huge impact, I had a woman crying and hugging me saying, you have no idea what this few moments has meant to me. And so we are just privileged to have this opportunity to be this full scale of support for the seniors out here in the region.
Natalia, you're talking about the Christmas drop, and it just reminded me of a beautiful story that we are walking into these folks' apartments if they invite us in. And this one lady, she saw us coming down the hallway to her room. She says, wait a minute, I got to show you something. And I said, what's that? She says, I've got the Christmas card from last year on my refrigerator. And I said, oh my gosh, that's fabulous. Well, guess what? You're going to get another Christmas card you can add to the collection on your refrigerator. She was just delighted. She told everybody in our group all about it. It was perfect. I do get that opportunity to be a part of several projects. It is such a blessing. And the Christmas drop, we were able to work with 5 different locations where we dropped off 600 plus gift bags with those gift cards in them. Phenomenal. They were so appreciative. One little guy, kind of curmudgeon-y, he was just adorable, walks up on his walker, and he says to all of us, he says, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. And we're kind of all looking around. We didn't think that would come from him. And he says, you guys are doing an amazing job, and people don't understand this is low income in this community. And he says, do you know what I'm going to do? And I said, what's that, sir? And he says, I looked at my bank account this morning, and I looked at the account, and it said I had an account balance of $340. And I decided, I'm okay. I'm going to go ahead and give my gift card to one of my friends because they need it so much more than I did. I was so humbled by that man's comment. It was so beautiful. And it does give you an opportunity to truly recognize how blessed we are. So I just wanted to share that story because Natalia reminded me of that as we did our Christmas drops. Again, we did 5 different locations and so many seniors. We also got the opportunity to have a party and sing Christmas carols with them and share stories. I know, Wendy, you met Jesse. Mm-hmm. And Jesse, what did he say now?
He actually said this was the best day of the year. Because we all got in a big circle and sang carols. We all had little Santa hats, and I mean, it was so much fun, and there was so much joy. You could feel the spirit of love, joy, peace, and they just wrapped themselves in it. They loved it.
So beautiful. It was so beautiful. Another community, one of the gals was singing the Christmas carols, and we were kind of waiting for the manager to bring the food, so we had to kind of entertain. And so we started singing Christmas carols, and this one beautiful senior just sang out. And we ended up having her kind of conduct the Christmas carol process of the party. And it was so precious to see seniors just engaged, singing, smiling, laughing, being so appreciative of each other because they were actually doing a gift exchange amongst each other, which was just precious. Now, I want to share with you another program that is really close to my heart, and it is called Purpose-Driven Seniors Program. And just as it said, what are we doing to develop a purpose for the seniors? As many of you know, you have family members that are in senior living homes, and sometimes, depending on their personality, they get very isolated. So one of the things that we did is we partnered with Delta Kelly Elementary School. Now, we just talked about the fact that how do we have seniors get engaged with our youth? Well, this was a perfect project. So we partnered with Delta Kelly Elementary School, as I mentioned, and the coordinators of the school came to a senior community, and they videotaped Judge Fred Mester and Patsy Mosley. She sings like Patsy Cline, literally. She does. She relates herself because she has a southern accent. So Patsy Mosley, and they were asked to share a little bit about the life and experiences of themselves and also some of their wisdom. And they were asked the question, what do seniors need? What are the things that they're missing? So in these 2 videos, they shared all those thoughts, concerns, and ideas. Then that video, the coordinators at Delta Kelly did an amazing job putting that video together and then creating a guidebook to present to the teachers so they could share it with their students. And guess what? They did what is called a creativity project, and they had to make items out of cardboard that would engage the seniors. Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. We actually got to go on the last day and watch them create their projects. It was wonderful. Judge and Patsy had the best time, and they were rock stars after being on that video. It was phenomenal.
It's just so critically important that our seniors understand how valuable they are to us and how valuable they are to the community. So thank you, team. God bless you for what you do each and every day.